Okay, so in the last class we have learned about uh, line, construction line, ray line, right? Uh, so with the construction line, you can create some plan. Okay. Today I'll upload some files within this student task folder, and there you have to access that file and you draw that diagram using this AutoCAD. So now we know how to draw some objects, and then using modify we can create them easily and within very quick time. Now after completing our drawing or drafting, now the time comes for annotation. So annotation is to describe all the details about your drawing, what is all about your drawing, and all the dimension properties, all the details you will be providing through annotation. So for that we have one annotate tab. Within this annotate tab you will get all the related tools for your annotation, or else you can get some commonly used tools for annotation within this home tab and annotation panel. So here you see that we have text dimension, and this is for what do you say is all the dimensions with this single tool you can apply. And for specific dimension you have this list, and we have multi leaders. We have this, and we have table, and under this drop down list you can get all the dimension style and multi-leader style, table style manager. These things you can have within this annotation panel, and you can go to this annotate tab here also, where you will find specific panels for text, dimension, center line, leaders, tables, and for some markup. And this kind of markup you will find in Revit, in BIM 360, in Navisworks as well. So let's go for it. Now, suppose you have this one, okay, one rectangular. Uh, Now you want to show all the length and width for it. So what I will do, you can go for this option. There, it will identify like this as a linear direction. So if you go from this point to this point, it will take aligned dimension. Okay. So this is very this tool is very much useful, but sometimes it creates a problem as well. Like with this linear, suppose you want to get the linear dimension from this point to this point, this as a linear dimension from this point to this point. But if you go through that, it will not take the linear dimension for that point. It will take only linear dimension uh, in the linear direction. But if you go specifically linear, it will always go in the linear direction. Okay, it will always place dimension in horizontal and vertical direction. Like this, you place from this point to this point. So from this point to this point, it will either take the vertical dimension or else it will take the horizontal dimension. Okay, so that is about this tool and specific list. Okay. Now let me tell you about how to place your dimension. So first of all, what you will do is you will go with this linear first, and then you have to specify 2 point at least. Okay. So the 2-point distance will be shown here. Okay. And if you need to check the dimension only, you don't want to show the dimension, you just need to check the dimension, then what you what you will do is you will type di for distance, and like the similar point to point you will just check, so it will just show you the dimension, and it will not place any dimension within this drawing. So whenever you need to show, you will go with this dimension. Whenever you need to check, you will go with this measure that distance or di as a shortcut command. Okay. Now we also have align dimension. So this align dimension can be placed in linear direction, and it can be placed in uh, in any angular direction. Okay, if your points, if the 2 points are placed at angle, so you need to get the length at that angle, so you will go for this align dimension. Now you have this angular, so you will select the first line and the second line, then it will show you the angle. Okay, later I'm coming on that this arrow is too short, this text is too short, that we hardly can see. I'm coming on that part later. So you have this arc length radius. So this is for your line basically, and this is for your curve, and ordinate and jot. I'm coming on this part later. So let me show about this arc length, radius, and diameter. So these are very simple to place. So you have this arc length. Just what you have to do is select an arc and place them. Okay, so it will define the arc length. Now it is as simple as that. Select the circle and it will show you the radius. Okay, like this. And again go for diameter and it will show you the diameter. Okay, so this is very simple to place. Now about ordinate and jot. This ordinate dimension help you to locate any point x value and y value from the origin. Okay, so suppose you have one point there. Let me create a point. So we have this multiple point option. The command is po. Type po, and then you can specify a point. Okay, uh, so you can type coordinate value as well, or with your mouse pointer you can place a point. So let me just place any random point. Okay, so there you can see you have placed a point. If you want to continue placing your points, you can click, you can type your coordinate values. I just want to place one point there. So there you can see one dot, right? One dot is, that is the point. And if you need to change the point style as not as a dot, so you come to this utilities tab, utilities panel, and click on this drop down arrow, and there you find out this point style, or you can type p type. You can type there p type. So now let me change this uh, style as a cross and click on OK, and here you can see you can do the same by typing p type. There you find, and now you can change the point size like 50. Okay, Now let me do the change again. You can come to this. So here you can see that this is the position X and this is the position Y, right? We just change this constant, just change it to 10. So now what I'll do is come to ordinate and I'll place it here. And here you can see that when you are placing in the X direction, it will show you the Y value from the origin. And when you place in the Y direction, any other positive or negative, it doesn't matter. In the Y direction, it will show you the X value from the origin. Okay. So this is your ordinate. You get the point location. Okay. Now you have this jogged. So this one for any arc length or radius. So when we place this jog dimension, we place it when we don't know about the center or we don't want to locate the center. We don't want to specify the center. We don't want to highlight the center. Then we will go for this jogged uh, dimension. This is applied to arc or circle only. So you select any circle, then you will specify the center for that jog dimension, and then you will specify that dimension location there, and then where this jog will be placed. Okay, now place it. So this is your jog dimension. Okay, so now you can say that this doesn't highlight the center, it only highlights the radius value. Okay, so if there is anything in our drawing that we don't want to highlight the center, or if we specify the center, it may hamper or hatch region or anything like that. So then at that point of time, we will go with this jog radius. Okay. So this is how we will place our dimension. Okay. Now, suppose you need to place your uh, any text with any arrow, not as a dimension value. You want to place any uh, text value. So for that, you have this leader option. You have this leader. You will select like this, and there you will type. Like let me type bold head, or you can say circular column. This is right. Okay. So that's how you can do with this leader. You can add another leader like this as same, which has the same value. With this, you can add. You have this another option there. Now you can come to this add leader option. You select this leader and you can add. Okay. So these. Now you don't want to place this. So what you will do is remove leader. So you will select, then you will remove this. Now you want to align it. So there is nothing to align right now. Uh, so first of all, what we have to do, sorry. Uh, First of all, what we need some more leaders there. So let's go with some more leaders there. Like arc, escape, and let me specify this like this, and as okay. So now you come to this align. Okay, so you have to select your multi-leaders, this one, this one, these two I want to align, and then I will press enter, and then I will align with this one. Let me select, and here you can see that it's going to align with this. Okay, here you can see that this is going to align. You see, right? So now this is aligned. Okay, so this is how we align. First we select the multi-leaders which we want to align, and then the multi-leader with which we will align the other two. Okay, so align, select these two, then you press enter, then you select that multi-leader with which okay. Now about this collect, I'm coming on this later. Before that, uh, let me show you multi-leader style. Multi-leader style. So we were using this standard style. So this is your multi-leader style manager. Here you can manage all the styles. So within the styles we have some settings. So let's go for this modify. If you want to create a new, so you can go in this new. Let see the modification first, and you will know how to create a new one. So let's go for this modify, and here you can see that this is the leader format, and we have some leader structure, and we have some content. So within this leader format, we have this type, color, line type, line width. So you can understand that this is for leader leader line, that is for, and we have arrowhead and we have leader print. So what will be the leader line type, that is straight, can be spline. Okay, you can mention some color, if this should be red. Okay. So it is by layer. So what is by layer, and what is by block, i will uh, I will describe later. uh, I will discuss about layer and block, I will mention about these things at that time. So now just see that this is by layer. That means the color is defined by the layer. By the layer. That is what by layer. And by block, uh, if there is any block, so that line type is defined by the block. You can mention by layer as well. That is the meaning. And for this multi-leader, the active layer is the controller for this line type and line width. By that layer, this line type is different, this line width, this color is different. Okay. Now you see that this is your arrowhead, that is the symbol, closed field. If you want to make it closed blank like this, you can do that. You have more options like this. Now let's change the size. Let me go for it. Let me go for it. And about the leader break, so this one, this break size, what is the break size? So for that, let me go for 1. That will be good for me. And now let's go for leader structure to make sure that these things are applied properly. And now let me go for this leader structure. And here you can see that maximum leader point is 2. That means first point you define and then the second point. And after that second point, you will have that text option. Okay. So first you will mention your arrowhead location and then the breakpoint location, and then you will place your uh, text value. Okay. Okay. Here you can increase it to like 3, 4, like this. You can go for it. Okay, so let's go for 3, and we will change it later. We will see how that 3 points more. Okay, and you can define the first segment angle, the second segment angle. There you can define. So this is your first segment. This is your second segment. Like that, you can define what would be the angle for your first segment and the second segment. That you can do. Okay, and it will automatically include landing and this landing distance. So there will be this landing distance. So here you can decrease this one. Okay, with this. Okay, let me bring that back. Is it? Let me check this. Okay, and about this scale. So all this dimensional value, you don't want to change it like you say that I have multiplied with 100 with the previous value. So rather than giving the value, rather than giving the actual value, you can keep that previous one and you can multiply with this scale factor here. You can do that also. So all the same things will be there, and you can multiply with your drawing scale here, so you can specify, or you can make it annotative object as well. So if you check this, it will be annotative, and that will be controlled by this annotative scale, which is available in our status bar. And now we have this content. So this multi-leader contain this in text, that is multi-text. Okay, you can check it, change it to block. You can change it to block. Now you can create some block over there, right? Suppose you have any block created that is user block, so you have to define that. Now you have this circle and the center of exchange attachment as the insertion point. Okay, so if we have that, and the color is by block, so you can go for by layer, and there you can define the scale. So now let me go with this block, and the leader structure maximum leader point is 3. That is a maximum. You can go with 2 also, and the leader format that is defined, and that is okay right now. And select this and set it correct, and let's go for close. Now you can see that you got bigger arrowhead size, but the text is still small. So again, you can come to it is MLS. Again, you come to modify and come to this content. Uh, then select this in text, and there you change this text height. Okay. So let me go to the text height like and let me click on OK. And now let me click with this new. Now I will create a new one. So it will create a new one by copying the existing one. Okay, so it will be easier for you to create the new one. You don't have to create from the scratch. So let's uh, start with the standard, and here we can name it like batch name, and let's go for continue. And there you can see that everything is simple. And now here what I'll do, I will select for block and let's we change the size to 10. Okay, and I'll select this one and I'll go for set current. And here you can see that this is the current one. Uh, so you can select this one, and there you can see that this is the multi-reader style for this multi-reader, and from this list also you can change it to like this. So we will not change it here. We keep the standard multi-reader style. Now I will create some multi-reader by using uh, Mars multi-reader style. Like this. So you see that first point I have defined. First point is my arrowhead, then second point there, and then the next point will be defining. Okay, and as because there is a block and attribute available there, so with this block and attribute, I can give some attribute value like click on OK. And there you see this one is available here. Okay, like this. If you want to change this attribute value, so EATT edit, let me select this one. Okay, so this block cannot be selected. Okay. As because this is attached with this multi-reader right now. So let me check the multi-reader style here, and let me go for this modify, go for this content, and so there we cannot change it. So here we cannot change it. We are using this circle, okay? So no matter, no problem. What you do is you can come to this block editor, and there you have this tag circle option is there. This one is there. Okay. So you can come to this block editor, and there you can keep this tag this one. Let me come to this. Uh, so this is text height here available here. So here we can change the text height. Like let me go there, or and nothing else. And now about the circle. So I'll select the circle with quick select because I can't see it. So apply to entire drawing, Object type will be circle, and the color is bilayer. Let me go with that. Okay, so let me go with the slate again. So that will be circle. Uh, Here, that will be circle. List. Line. Now we have selected our circle there, and for the circle, and then the radius. Let me change the radius. Okay. Now let me close this. Save the changes. So now we can see, right? Now let me come to this leader again, and here we go with this, and here we will type 2 like this. So the placement we can change. Okay, about this placement we can change it. There is no problem with that. Uh, Now let's go with this collect option. Now when you have the content as a block, then only you can apply this collect option. Then only you can collect. So now this is your multi-leader and this is your multi-leader, and you want to collect these two as a single. You see, like this, you can collect this. Okay. This multi-leader, what you can do is what we have created a grid lines, right? In Revit, we have created grid lines in Revit. So that kind of grid lines we can create with this multi-leader option. So let me create a multi-leader style. Let me go here. Let me change this to modify. This leader format. Let me change it. Here you can change it to none. Change it to none. And about this content here, this is as block and data structure. The first segment angle there you can find the first segment and the second segment. So second segment angle let me go this 45 there, and let me set the current. Let me set current close, and in this block editor let me change the position. Change it to this. Let me see. Okay, so I will go from later and this. Okay, so there you can see in this we have. So we are having let me change it to navigator again. Let me place it at the center. Okay, so this kind of grid lines you can create, and here you can see that you have to create one for your horizontal grids and one for your vertical grids there, and you can change this position like this. Okay, so for that you have to give that multi-layer style. Let me create a new one. It's Mars, and so let me go with the name copy of Mars. Click on continue, and here you see the first segment angle is 0 is set, so that's why it is restricted to 0 direction only. And there you can go for 90, and the second segment angle is 45. That is okay. You can have in 0 direction or 90-degree direction as well, I think. So let's go with this set current close. So uh, which one is already created with a different one, that cannot be changed if you go for set current with a different one. So what you have to do is to select it, go to the one, and there you have this multi-layer style, and from this you can change it. Now let me create another with this. Here you can see that I can create so first segment and the second segment, and then I can give or and here so you can specify like this. Okay. So like this you can you can create your grid lines within AutoCAD using this multi-layer. Okay. Then we have text. We can place text. So multi-line text and single-line text are the options. What is multi-line text and what is single-line text? When you add multiple lines, that can be taken as either as a single individual objects, all the lines can be taken as a single individual object, or can be taken as a all the whole lines, all the lines within a single command can be taken as a single object. So if you go for multi-line text, all the multiple lines can be taken as a single object. And if you go for single line, so that means the single line is a single object. All the single lines are single object. So let me show you that multi-line text. And with multi-line text, you get better control for your text. So let me go for this multi-line text, and how you create. You have to create like a rectangular shape. You specify first corner and then the opposite corner. That will be the area within which your text will fit. And then you go for text height. Define the text height. And that you can see that the text style is standard right now. So in this text style standard, you are applying text height 20. You can make it annotative as well. You can choose the already created annotative style. Now let's create some. I will go for enter, and there I will type something, and then I can close this text editor, and there you can see that I have two lines, but that is taken as a single object. Okay, and that is the area which we have defined. Now we don't need that much of area for our text. Same option if I go for single line text. So for single line, you just have to specify the start point, and then you can define the next point as a height, distance for your height, or else you can specify the height uh, by typing within command line. So here let me type it Let me go for 16 and enter. And the rotation angle for your text. So I don't need any rotation, so I'm okay with 0. And then you type, so let me type the same dash, and then I will go for enter, and another line I will type, okay, and another line I will type. And now I want to escape from this single line, so I will type enter, and keeping it blank I will press enter. Now you see that this is a single object, this line as single object, and this line as single object. Okay. And if you double click on it, you can only edit the values for your text. But if you go for multi-line text there, if you double click on it, you can have more controls on your text. Like you can bold, underline, and everything like you have already done in Word and Excel. Bullets, numbering, line spacing, column, symbol, spell check, everything you can. Okay, so you have this better control. Now, suppose you have created all this as a single line text, and later you decide to edit. You have you want to have more controls over there. So come to this Express tool. Within this tab, you have this convert to mtext. You have this option, convert to mtext. So you select, suppose let me select this one and enter. Just as simple as that. And now double click on it, and this is converted as a multi-line text, right? So you want to have this also as a multi-line text. So what you do is convert to mtext, select this text and press it. You double click on it. It's as simple as that. So this is your multi-line text and your single-line text. And suppose you have created some single-line text, and you want to edit the font. So how you can do that? So for that you have command, that is style. Go for that style, that is your text style, and here you see that that standard, that is a common style for any kind of text, right? And within the style, this is the font name, and that can be applicable for all of the text. Okay, so let me show you that. Yes, let me choose this one, and there you can define any height, or else you can keep it annotative, which can be controlled by annotative scale, and it is the font style, and you can set it current if you want to change anything. This, and let's use. So here we can see, right? So that is applicable for uh, all the all the multi-line text. This is one multi-line text. This is one multi-line text. There you can see. Now you can come to here, you can come and you can change it later. So let me change it to video. So you have to select it, and then you have to change it to video. Okay. And now if you go for text, that is command for your single line text, and mtext is the command for your multi-line text. So let me go with that, and you can specify the height. in the rotational angle, and then you type. Uh, and now you see that is the uh, default font style for single line text, right? Okay. So this is about your text and so when you place your dimension, you remember that we had some smaller arrowhead and text, right? And the text is also that same, right? So now D is the command for your dimension style. Here you can change all the dimension configuration. So you will select this standard, that is the current one right now, and you go for modify. And here you can see the color that is red right now. That is your dimension line. You can give any line type, any line width, and there are some baseline spacing is there. So let me go baseline spacing. Okay. Uh, you can suppress dimension line and dimension line too. So this one like this. Okay, you can suppress this right now. Only let me go to file here and the extension line. So this is your extension line. You can give color to that. You have two extension line. So for that you have line type. You can suppress any one. Like you want to have dimension like this, so you have to suppress your extension line. Okay, and you can say that extend beyond dimension line, how much it will extend. So here you see that beyond the dimension line it is extending up to this much is the value. So you can increase it like 0.5 like this, you can see, and offset from the origin. So from the origin you see some gaps are there, that is the value. So here you can see that is the value, how much offset will be there. So, okay, and this is the fixed length for your extension line. So this is your extension line, and this will be the fixed length. You can give the fixed length. All right, that you can give. So next, symbol and arrows about all your arrowhead and everything like that. Like the multi-reader style, you have this, and the dimension break when your dimension will break. So what will be the break size? So I'll show you that what is your dimension break. Okay. Uh, so this is the break size, right? And about the center mark. So whenever you will place any radial dimension, your arc length and diameter. So for that you will have center mark, and what will be the center mark size that is there. You can place center line like this. You can place it none. So we are okay with the and what is arc length symbol, where it will be placed arc length symbol. So it is like this is it. And the radius jog dimension jog angle 45 is there, and the jog height factor. So that height is defined. Okay, and let's go for the text. So here you can see that this is the text. This is kind of similar with the multi-layer style, and where your text will be placed. So you can go with the text placement vertical, and when you are placing, so vertically it will be centered, okay, and horizontally it will be centered. But in this preview you can see that when it is horizontal, uh, this is not placed within this dimension because the text value, the text height is too much big, that cannot be placed. So I'm coming on this later about this fit. So now you see the view direction left to right, that is okay, and offset from dimension line. Uh, Set from dimension line, that is 0.09, and the text alignment is always horizontal. Okay, you can see that text alignment is always horizontal. So you can get aligned with dimension line. If it is vertical, it will align with the dimension line. If it is in angular, you will see your text at that angle. So it is like that. And there is some ISO standard is there, so you can go for that. So I'm working with horizontal right now. Now let's go for this fit. You can see here you can see that this is the fit option. So this this is applicable when you have placed in a dimension which is smaller than your text height or smaller than your arrowhead size. So which one will fit best? So you can you can see that either text or arrows, this is the best fit right now. And you can specify text, so it will always go with the text, and you can define like both text and arrows this way. You can always keep text between external lines, so that you can specify here. If you want to have always like this, so you can go for that. And the text placement over the dimension line, or that these things here, okay. And you have now scale option. So you remember that I haven't changed any arrowhead size, any text, right? I haven't changed anything. But if I want, uh, so I will match with either with the drawing scale, or I will apply scale factor over there. Okay. So what will be the scale factor? That is 10 for me, and you can make it annotative as well. Okay. Now about the primary unit. So this value is displayed as a decimal format. So you can change it to engineering if you want to display in another format, another unit. So you can change it. Okay. And about rounding it off, about the precision, and at the suffix, if you want to add like as value, so here you can see it will be added as so any unit you can add. Okay. And for the measurement scale, you can apply any scale factor. Suppose you're using any reference factor, uh, so you want to measure in that scale with that scale factor, so you can apply it. So that is your measurement scale. Suppose that uh, original length in actual side is 100 feet, but here you are drawing it as a 1 feet, and you want to show that uh, actual actual one, or means uh, what is actually in the real side. So with the applying measurement scale, you can do the changes. So that is the option. And for the angular dimension as well, you can change it. And about alternate units, if you want to show two units together, like this and like another engineering and fit inches, that would, so you can do this display alternate. Okay. And about the tolerance, that is tolerable value. So that is mostly for uh, mechanical, or you are working with some precision, that you can say like this much value can be tolerable. You cannot go with all the time precisely. So here you can specify that at the center location, when you are marking the center, so this much value is tolerable. So there you can mention like this. Okay, so that is available. So we are not covering tolerance here, because this is tolerance itself is a subject. So we need to know in depth if we are looking for tolerance value. So that is all for today. Uh, we have covered this annotation, and you can place table. So let me cover the table also. So for any extra uh, information you need to add within your drawing, so you can go with this table option. So this is very simple. You have data table in Excel, in Word. So this is your table style, and you are going to start with empty table. So you are going to specify insertion point, and after that you are specifying this as your column, and this is your column width, and your row your row height, that you are going to define. And what will be the format? First you will see title, and then header, and then all the data uh, data. So you can change your column number, your row number, column width and row height. If you go for this specify window, so you have to specify a window. You have to draw a window within your viewport, and as per the uh, window area, window length and width, the column uh, width is automatic. So column width will be adopted as per your window area, and the data row will be adopted as per the window area. So you can change it to like you see that row height is fixed right now. Rather than fixing your row height, you can fix your data rows, and the row height will be adopted as per your drawing area. So you can go with this, like, or you can uh, fix everything. You can fix everything. You pre-decide everything, and then you just place at the right point. You can go with this two option. So let me go with this option, and here let me show you so that you can see. Uh, this is the table you have, and now let me go with this, and now space it up. And that you can see that we have 5 columns and 10 rows, and as per your window area, these height, row height, and column width are adjusted. Okay. And then you can double click on it to write any text value, and all the all the things related to the text is already described. You can change the height and everything. And if you select any column or any row, you can change the table cell that is select like this. Don't double click if you want to edit your table, just like this. And you can delete any column, you can insert, you can go for this, you can match. So this thing are already aware of that. If you don't know, just let me know. And you can also select any table cell and then go for control 1, and then there you can change your cell width, cell height, and related to your cell change from here. Okay. Right. So at the Microsoft team, I will share some tasks over there. You will access it and you will complete the drawing. Okay, so that is all for today's class. I hope I am able to clear all the things.